Hello everyone, I am Nirmala. In this video lecture, we are going to see one of the important topic in management. Yes, it's 14 principles of management. This 14th principle is given by Henry Fayol and he was a French mining engineer. Okay, generally some of us find difficulties in memorizing all these 14 principles. I have one solution for this. Imagine that you are asking your friend, do you see USA? And your friend replies you, I see DRS. Now you can easily come up with the term. D stands for division of labor, O order, U unity of command, and so on. Like that, I initiative, S stability to tenure, and so on. Come on, let's see a detailed view of this concept. Let's see with division of work. It means to divide or break up a complicated or difficult work into smaller tasks, and each of these smaller tasks is handled separately by different groups. In case these tasks are dependent on each other complication, they are achieved separately and procedurally one after another. Take for example, a job is given to you like house construction. You will assign the job to three different persons based on their knowledge, like architect, civil contractor, interior designer. Those fellows can split their job into few more persons for getting better outcome. Next, order. Here, order doesn't mean command. It means arranging the things in a right way. In an organization, order classified into material order and social order. Material order, which determine physical resources, like in a company, if there is any place for arranging the files, then we must place only files on it. We should not keep book or any other objects. Then social order. It represents human resources. This is nothing but appointing the right man for right job. Here we have one simple example. We cannot appoint an accountant for a Java programming. Our next principle is unity of command. This principle states that there must be only one superior to a subordinate, that is, an employee or a worker must not have many bosses or superior. Take for example, this picture represents the correct unity of command flows from manager to workers. Here, manager should provide their command only to assistant manager. The same way, assistant manager should approach supervisor, and this applies in vice versa manner as well. Supervisor should approach assistant manager and then manager. They shouldn't skip the flow. This is because if an employee is answerable to many bosses, it leads to conflicts. Centralization and decentralization is our next principle. Under centralization, all the important decisions are taken by the top management and the lower level involved in the activities of implementation as per the instructions of top management. Take for example, consider X and Y are the owner of an organization. They will be deciding all the important activities with respect to the organization. Each department, production, sale, marketing, finance, and so on, will function based on the owner's instruction. From this, it is very clear that the decision making power remains in the hands of owner of a concern. On the other hand, decentralization refers to decision making will be distributed at all various levels in an organization. In this, the decision will not depend only on a single person like owner of a concern. Here we have our next principle, unity of direction. It means in an organization, all the activities which have the same objective must be directed by one manager and he must be use only one plan. In simple, one head, one plan to achieve same objective. Take for example all marketing activities such as advertising, sales promotion, pricing, policies and so on must be directed by only one manager called marketing manager. Next, subordination of individual interest to general interest. It means that the interest of the organization is above the interest of the individual and the group. It can be achieved only when manager in high position in the organization set as an example of honesty, dignity, fairness and justice. We have one example here. Consider Mr. J is a production manager in an organization and Mr. K is a relative to Mr. J, and Mr. K sells all the required raw materials to Mr. J at rupees 90,000, but Mr. N is here no way related to Mr. J, but he is willing to give the same raw material at rupees 80,000 to Mr. J. Now Mr. J must choose only Mr. N for the goodness of the organization. Next, authority and responsibility. This authority and responsibility are the two sides of a coin. Without authority, there is no responsibility, and without responsibility, there is no authority. Authority is the official position given in an organization, whereas responsibility is the duty on the part of a subordinate. Responsibility without authority will make a person ineffective, and authority without responsibility may lead to misuse of authority. For example, if you have given all the rights to a production manager to produce 10,000 units of products, but he can't able to achieve the target. At this time, he can't say that I am not responsible for this, because if there is authority, then there should be responsibility. Initiative. It is our next principle. It means to start and a freedom to propose a plan and execute it. Management must encourage the employees for taking initiatives in forwarding valuable suggestions. For example, Google, Apple and Facebook or some of the leading companies should always encourage their employees to actively come up with their opinions. Next, stability to tenure. This is one of the important principles in management. It means that an employee should not be shifted unnecessarily from one job to another frequently. If he retains in a particular work, then only he becomes an expert of such particular work. For example, Ms. Rekha. She is an HR manager in an organization, and she decides to appoint 20 employees for a period of 1 year as an agreement. This agreement is because to make an employee as an expert of such particular job. Next, we will see equity. Equity means combination of fairness, kindness and justice. When we come across the term equity, we get confused with the term equality. Actually, both are different. This equity does not mean equal salary to a peon and supervisor, but it means application of same disciplinary rules. Take for example, if the peon and supervisor both are applying for medical leave, the manager should not consider their gender, position, grade, anything. He should treat them equally. Break it. Next, esprit de corps. This is nothing but team spirit. Unity of staff is the foundation of success in an organization. The reason behind this principle is that team contribution is always better than individual contribution. For example, a group marching towards to bring awareness to a current issue. Then here we have our next principle, discipline. The term discipline means obedience and sincerity. This discipline can be achieved in an organization by way of providing good supervision at all levels and also clearly explaining the rules and rewards and punishments. For example, if an employee is continuously late for an organization, then he should be punished for it. In the same way, punctual employee should be rewarded also. Yes, here we have our next principle, remuneration. According to this principle, every employee in the organization should get fair remuneration. When the employee gets fair remuneration, he actively participates in the works of an organization. This remuneration may be monetary or non-monetary. The term monetary involves incentives, bonus and so on, whereas non-monetary involves rewards, awards, recognition and so on. Next, here we have Kayla chain. It is a formal line of authority which moves from highest to lowest. The best example for scalar chain is gangplank. It is a technique of shortening the route of communication. In this diagram, if F wants to convey anything to N, first F will send the message to E, then D, C, B to A. Again from A it will go to N via J, K, L, M and finally N. The same way of communication happens from N to F as well. Thank you all. I hope this lecture will clarify briefly about the 14 principles of management, and also I hope hereafter you won't find any difficulties in understanding these principles. Thank you.